Be honest. Have you ever laughed at someone who's so focused on their cell phone that they run into walls or they trip over things or they bump into other people in a public place? Have you ever been that person getting laughed at because you're so focused in what's going on in your very small cosmic universe that you don't notice anybody else? I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. Earlier this morning, I shared a little 2-minute video that it seemed a little ironic, but it was kind of a cool video. It was well done animation about a guy who just doesn't pay attention to what's going on around him. Not that he doesn't notice, but when someone else was in need, he just buried his hands deeper in his pockets and he kept traveling, and he would duck their need or walk around their problem and ignore them. And then he catches on a little later in the video, and I'll let you watch it to figure it out. But I have to ask the question, how often do we, especially as leaders, find ourselves so deeply engrossed in what's going on in our own world? So worried about meeting payroll, about meeting the bills, about getting everything done, about finishing these projects on time. We're so concerned about those things that we miss life in the areas of other people's concern. We completely forget that they also have bills and a job and maybe a sick loved one at home that we haven't even asked about in months. Maybe something going on in their life is something we could literally snap our fingers and fix it, or just simply being aware of it would change the way we address it. And yet we're so hands deep in our pockets, faces buried in the tasks, eyes not looking around, mind not wandering into somebody else's space, that we just never know. You find yourself guilty there? Now, sometimes it's not a matter of I choose to be more absorbed with my tasks, or I'm more focused on my own issues and things that I've got to get done because I have these big decisions to make and big choices to make. And if I don't make these big choices, the whole company falls flat. And maybe it's not that, but we actually find ourselves a little bit taken aback at our own accomplishments or successes, maybe a little bit depressed because we thought we'd be further along by now. We thought we'd have more done by now. We compare ourselves to others of the same age or status or education level, and we think, well, why are they making it and I'm not quite there yet? And so we become very introspective, very pensive. Everything is a thoughtful moment, but it's all thought that's inside our head, and it's not really directed for or at anyone else. It's real easy to get in a funk that way, to get so self-absorbed with our own issues and our own problems and our own lack of successes that we can't notice anyone around us. So let me give you one little gem of advice that has worked well for me, and it's challenging because it's not humanly natural. When you find yourself in that deep, melancholy, pensive, thoughtful moment, so wrapped up in yourself that you barely want to open your eyes, you don't want to hear the noises around you, you're so deeply looking for a solution to that relationship problem or that sales problem or that income problem or whatever that problem is, you're so deeply focused on that thing that nothing else seems to matter until you get a resolution. I want you to take a moment and open your eyes and look up and look around like you're looking over the hedges of life. Forget for a moment that you have a financial problem or a relationship problem or a project problem or a job that's not going right. Just forget it for a moment and look out there for someone who's winning in the space that you want to be winning in. Completely forget about yourself and go celebrate them. Celebrate for them. Celebrate with them. Celebrate their win and their success. Two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to overcome your own selfish, self-absorbed nature for the moment. If you make it a habit, you could actually reverse that process and find joy in someone else's experience. Number two, you're going to get close enough to the experience of success in a space that you're not yet winning in, that you begin to taste it in a different way, to see what it looks like and feels like in a different way, rather than viewing it as someone else's success so far away that you have no part in it. Just celebrating with them brings you into that space to better understand and be aware of what success what a win is going to look like. I challenge you through this Thanksgiving weekend to take some time to get outside your own bubble. Peek your head up over the hedges and look for someone else in need. Don't focus only on your own problems and your own challenges and your own losses, but look for places where you can help someone else. I really believe you can change the world that way. I'm going to take the next couple of days off for Thanksgiving and the holidays. I'll be back on Monday the 26th. I'll be 50 years old by then. Yep, I'll have a birthday in this time off. But I want you to take some time to look beyond the hedges, beyond your bubble, beyond your own pensive thoughts and melancholy attitude, and win with someone else. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm J Loren Norris from Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.